what I want to get into is, does self-help book really works? And full disclosure, I have read one branch of self-help books. Okay, I think you can call it self. Yeah, I'm kind of sure. Of you can decide. Secret, right? Have you heard it? Secret by Rhonda Byrne. And Rhonda Byrne wrote a whole series of books. I've read another book called Hero, and there was another book. There were a bunch of books. I think there was one called Magic. There were a lot of books. Okay, and I read all of this during 2013, 2014. So I would be 19, 20 years old. And anyone at that age who wants to do something in life looks for answer, like, what do I need to do? And I completely get it, because I'm going to even read out comments which are opposing me, and I love it. Okay, I love it when you contradict me, helps me to think. I'm not perfect, I'm growing as well. And I'll just share an argument if you or a discussion if I have it over here. So few of you guys were saying that if we do not read these books, how are we supposed to learn? And that's my problem, that what if what you're learning does not really work? And a lot of times someone sitting in New York writes a self-help book, and you apply that in Asansol in India, and it does not work, right? And you go with that mindset, and you go in completely wrong direction sometimes. Like, I firmly believe that what was written in secret was so much off. Like, you cannot say that this is wrong, but also you cannot prove that this is right. And that's the problem with a lot of self-help book. It is not provable. And that was again another set of arguments in the comment section, is that if it did not work for you, it's your mistake. And that's what I'm having a problem with. Because the moment you say that, the writer can get away with any garbage. He can or she can write anything, and at the end say, it's your fault, you did not apply it. What if that person actually did apply? It did not work. That person is going to live his life from now on thinking that it would not work for me. I kind of need to live a life which is second class, because I did everything. Like, that was my problem as well. I did everything what the book secret said. Oh, positive thinking, oh, visual thinking, I'll visualize my future and all those stuff, and nothing worked. And you might say, you did not apply, but I know that I applied it. I know that I applied it and it did not work for me. So you can either say that I'm a liar over here, or you can say maybe Ashish is saying the truth, and maybe there are self-help books that does not work even after you apply dedicatedly for 3 years. Maybe, right? Again, nobody knows. But another problem is that, okay, Jordan Peterson is very well accomplished. He has dealt with thousands of clients, clinical psychologist. He writes a book. There has to be some truth in it. You can improve your life even by a little bit. Agreed, worth the money. But what if every next YouTuber starts to write a self-help book and starts publishing it, and thousands of people are buying it, and you know that it's a business. It's not for free. It's not for charity. It's a business. The writer is making money out of it. I've even seen like YouTubers writing like 2 to 3 YouTubers. A lot of times they collaborate, and like writers and co-writers and co-authors, and they publish a book in like 3 weeks. Freaking ebook, publish it. It's not for free either. So I don't even really care about the money. Even if you spend like 1,000 rupees on a book, it's cheaper, right? And that's when you start applying. Okay, it did not work because you did not apply, because obviously the author has to be right. I followed him for 3 years. Obviously he has to be right. But a lot of times you don't even look at the credentials or credibility of the author, especially in India. Like in US, if you see the geography right now, the most accomplished YouTubers are also the YouTubers with a lot of subscribers. Like if you look at that guy from NASA. I'm forgetting his name. He's like one of the biggest YouTubers. How can I forget his name? But he spent some time in NASA, makes great videos, having like, I don't know, 10 million subscribers or something. He worked in NASA, he worked in Apple, he worked in the Mars rover project. So comment it down below, guys. I have the habit of forgetting when I exactly need it. So that's an accomplished person running a YouTube channel. Andrew Huberman is a professor at Stanford. Again, Jordan Peterson used to be a professor. I do not know what his current status is. And you'll see a lot of accomplished people, but when it comes to India, there are a lot of people who just started a YouTube channel, and if you look at the credentials, there ain't much. So if they start writing self-help books, did you really look at the credentials and accomplishments, right? So you will have to think about that, who you are reading. And you cannot be this blind man and say that this person has to be right because he's having 5 million subscribers or something. And anyone who could not get results is because he or she did not apply it, because then he or she is going to live a life thinking that I'm not meant for it, right? So that is one thing. And connected to these again, every next YouTuber writing a self-help book is very similar to every next YouTuber starting a course on how to make money and stuff. So again, they say the same thing. Like, if it did not work, you did not apply. There's no refund because you did not apply it. Okay. It's very similar, right? You are making a course or you're writing a book about something that cannot be proved, right? You cannot prove it, at least when it comes to, like, let us say, email marketing or something. Or if that person is teaching you, let us say, some coding skills or some speaking skill. Someone brought it in the comment section about Dale Carnegie book of Art of Public Speaking. That's not a self-help book, man. You cannot call that as a self-help book. A self-help book, at least what I think, is something that teaches you how to be more successful in life and how to live your life. These things which are actually not provable. Again, because what works for me might not work for you. So there's no way to find out. And that's what a person can capitalize on. Like, you'll never be able to prove it. And again, same goes with online courses. So you'll have to think about what content you're consuming and be very practical about it, because nowadays the content is increasing so much. So that was my main argument. Now there are a lot of comments. So a lot of people are saying, yeah, no, some self-help book works. Agreed. Also, some people are saying some self-help book works for some people. Agreed. But then again, honestly, if you answer, like, most people who have read a lot of self-help books, like, let us say you read a self-help book 5 years ago, most likely you're not applying it, most likely. Because that's the thing about, that's what his question was as well. That was just a random question in an art of speaking class, that, Ashish, I do not know why, but I'm not able to apply. So my idea was, and my way of saying was, that if you're not able to apply, that means that it is not something that you see in your everyday life. Because if there was something written in that self-help book which is applicable to life, then that means that you will see in your everyday life as well. And the moment you see, oh, that was written in that book, I need to apply it over here. And when you apply, you are not going to forget. That's what he was saying. A lot of things that I read, I'm just forgetting. And it's just gone. So it's kind of a waste of time. And I was again having an argument, a discussion, learned from Jordan Peterson, a discussion with another guy. And he said that, don't you think that reading books make you interesting? And I said, man, I do not want to offend anyone, but quite honestly, the people who read a lot of books, in my experience, are kind of the most boring people. And this is a very strong statement. And I know that I might get some hate, but it's fine because I'm just going to give you appearance once a week and then vanish. But it's just what I have always believed. Okay. It's really not as bad as what it is not really as bad as what Kanye West is saying. So all I'm saying is that people who read a lot of books, like one to two books a week or so, what I've found, like I've met just 5 to 10 of them, and they're kind of the most boring people. I might be they're so intellectual that I find them boring. Oh no, sorry about that. But but what I think is that when you consume so much information from external sources and you look for information always in a book or a documentary, you stop developing your own ideas. I've seen this. So if you're reading a lot of books, please be careful that you are also thinking about your own ideas, experiencing life, and developing your own philosophies as well. I think that is important, and that's what makes you more interesting. You've never met a person in a party and he says, "Oh, you know what Jordan Peterson said, bro? It's so interesting. This is how you should live your life." No, that person is not interesting. "Oh, this is what happened to me, man. You know what I learned from this? Oh, yeah, tell me more." I think that person is much more interesting. So that's what I think. And I am open to your ideas. Like if you think that, no, Ashish, I think that you are wrong over there. And I'm like, let's discuss it in the next week.